Good evening, everyone. My name is Tina Heuermann, and I am the facilitator tonight for the Detox Divas call. Super happy to bring you these calls every single week and teach you about these amazing products that we have at HB Naturals. Truly is a gift that I get to talk about these and help people with their health and their finances if they wish. So let's go ahead and get this parasite party started. The title of tonight's event is Parasites Among Us. You are not alone. And as we go through these slides, you will see Heidi, our guest speaker, is going to be doing an excellent job in educating us on that. But I have to start with the queen of the company, Madam President Paula Scarcella. She is absolutely amazing. I've truly enjoyed getting to know her on this journey. She's got the most servant heart. She's totally in this to serve other people. And if she says nothing else to you, she will tell you to make an impact. And these products certainly do that. The company was started, HB Naturals was started because her husband, Ben, that you see there on the left, became very, very ill with a condition called vasculitis. It was an inflammation of the vascular system that surrounded the stomach. And she called her good friend, Alexandria, who's pictured on the right there, to ask her to come out of retirement and put together a formulation that was going to save her husband's life. And that is how Heart and Body Naturals started. Heart and Body Naturals belief system is simple, and it's been demonstrated every day for the past 8 years in our parent company to always be authentic, ethical, transparent, without favoritism, while respecting the individual partnerships with our consultants, a volunteer workforce. And I'm so thankful to be a part of that workforce with them. Leads me to Alexandria. Alexandria is absolutely amazing. She has got 30 years of experience in the Ayurvedic medicine, aromatherapy, herbal and natural remedy world. She is a formulator and educator, owner of the Brighton Institute of Botanical Studies, creator of the Degenerative Disease Clinic in Mexico. She's created her own herbal pharmacy. And she has first harvest rights around the world. And I don't know if many of you are familiar with that, but what that means is, there's my friend Dr. Janine coming on. What that means is when the crops around the world that is a part of our supply chain in making these amazing products, Alexandria gets first harvest rights. She is so well known in the herbal medicine world that when plants and fruits and things are grown throughout the world, number one, she's up in the morning checking the weather on the crops around the world because she's that passionate about providing quality products for you. But she also gets to go in and have that first harvest off of that crop, which is typically the best and most potent of the crop. We have a pure plant promise here at HB Naturals. Quality ingredients begin with pure raw ingredients. We touched on that with Alexandria and her passion for making sure that her products are properly harvested. The weather conditions are great. And Heart and Body Naturals research and development team sources the most potent ingredients from all corners of the globe for their potential health benefits. The majority of our raw ingredients are processed at a GFSI, an ISO certified state-of-the-art manufacturing partner facility located in different parts of the world. When you see these signs, when you see these symbols with our product line like that, it's guaranteeing to you that the products that we carry go through an additional testing. We only choose the best manufacturer, but that manufacturer is also tested to ensure that the products that we're getting are calibrated correctly, measured correctly, the right ingredients are in there, the mold and the heavy metals and stuff are not in there. But the best thing about all of this is that once it comes into our warehouse, before it reaches you, the consumer, it goes through our own in-house quality control department. And I've known of a couple instances where Paula has refused to ship a product because it did not meet her quality assurance. Now, while that may make it difficult in explaining sometimes to our clients, or even ourselves if we're impatient, because if I run out of some of my products, I get a little impatient. But it means that they're willing to sacrifice money and time for purity of the ingredients. So I have a lot of respect for her position on that and her reputation throughout the world as well. Before we go any further, we want to make sure that you fully understand that we are not here to treat, diagnose, give medical advice. We do not cure or prevent any diseases. The statements on the following slides and anything stated here in tonight is for information and educational purposes only, and none of this has been evaluated by the Food and Drug Association. Please contact your trusted holistic physician before use, especially if pregnant, breastfeeding, or if facing a serious and complicated illness. And I forgot to put a slide in to introduce Miss Heidi, but I have just truly enjoyed getting to know her. She and I have worked together very, very closely the past 3 weeks, and she is an absolute joy. And since I don't have that slide up, I can't give her the credentials that she deserves. But one thing that stands out from reading them last week was she is a comedian. So I love that about her, and she has the joyous personality that a comedian would share with you. And she's just a pure joy, just total sweetheart, and I love working with her. So Miss Heidi, if you would want to go ahead, and I do apologize without your proper introduction, if you wouldn't mind, I know that you're humble about this, but please list off your credentials for us.
Sure thing, Tina. I know it's been a pleasure working with you too. And I was like, man, you hit me in my feels there for a second. I needed that today too. So I appreciate you so much as well. It's been amazing working with you too. And so yeah, I guess I am kind of humble about it, but my credentials, nothing super fancy, but I have been in the health coaching world now for going on 13 years. And I have a superfood and Ayurveda nutrition certification, which is super fun. I like an always student. I just love learning continuously. I was a massage therapist for a long time. I still dabble in that a little bit from time to time, mostly focused on a lot of the Eastern modalities, like shiatsu, ashiatsu, where you're walking on people's backs, and cupping and reflexology and all of that. I love that type of stuff. So I worked with very close with in a third generation Ayurvedic practitioner as well, or Ayurvedic physician rather, as well for a couple of years, a couple acupuncturists, chiropractors. I've worked with a lot of different functional medicine doctors and that sort of thing too. So having that training side by side and being really in that world for the last 13 years has been super amazing. And so I have such a passion for this. Many of you might not know this, but in 2016, I was actually on bed rest. I had stage 3 Addison's, which stage 4, you're basically in a coma. So was able to get out of that actually using things like fulvic and humic acid, black seed oil, all of these different things. And that helped me so much through that process. At the time, it was not with Heart and Body Naturals, but being here for the last year and a half has shown me that our quality is just so amazing. So I guess without further ado, we're going to dive right into the parasite side of things. So some of you might be familiar with this more than others, but we're just kind of going to look at the basic parasites that are common for humans. So protozoa, that's going to be your like single-celled organisms. That's like, you're swimming in a lake with, warm water. Sometimes you hear about that kind of stuff, like amoebas and stuff getting in the ears and all these different things. Some in the water, this is like the things that will make you sick when you go, overseas, and they say don't drink the water in certain places. That would be more of that sort of thing. The helminths are really what we're going to be focusing on tonight. That's the second category here. That is also something to be transferred by water and all of that too, but so many other things. This is your flatworms, your flukes, liver flukes, and all of that, tapeworms, roundworms, and then even less, less familiar is the thorny-headed worms, which sounds so much fun. Ectoparasites, that's going to be things like, mites, mosquitoes, chiggers, lice, mosquitoes, all of that kind of thing too. So that's what's really common with humans, but we're going to focus on this second category here. And that's really what this is going to help with so much. The protozoa too, a little bit, but approximately 3.5 billion people worldwide suffer from parasitic infections. Most people don't even know that they're infected. There's what I would call an epidemic going on in the world, right? Where we have all of these symptoms that we've normalized, whether it's skin rashes, oh yeah, I just have eczema. Oh, I just have psoriasis. Oh yeah, I just have indigestion. Oh, I've got that. Like we tend to just normalize those things when really that is something that we need to look deeper. So when you look into like the causes of why are these things happening, this is going to be one of those key players. This was one of those things that really helped me. So when I got off bed rest, it took me a year and a half to really be able to start driving again, getting up and walking for more than a couple feet, honestly, without feeling like my blood pressure was so low I was going to pass out. I got to a point where I could function, but I just didn't feel right. And it wasn't until I did our Parasite Cleanse that I actually, it was game changer, absolutely game changer. So, 90% of people have these intestinal parasites in their body. There can be up to 100 different species, which is kind of wild, right? And again, it might be difficult for a person to notice their presence because these symptoms can look like just like, oh, brain fog, fatigue, arthritis, like, oh, that's just something that happens, right? Flus, even skin issues, indigestion, all of that. What these parasites do is they consume your nutrients, but they also consume waste products that are deposited in the body. So we need those minerals and vitamins to function. That is one of the reasons why fulvic acid, which we're not going to go deep into, but just to touch on it a little bit here, that is one of those things that works both ways, right? Because fulvic is going to not only detox a lot of these things and pull out some of those heavy metals that the parasites are feeding on, but it's also going to remineralize your system. You're going to have that double take there with fulvic, which is why it's so crucial, like incredibly crucial. Lacking those vitamins, and a lot of symptoms that we have too are going to be a mineral deficiency. So we'll go into all of that and how this actually affects the gut and all of that too. But you also have toxins that are produced by these parasites, and that can create all different types of other, pathological issues and all of that. But most healthcare treatments for any of these dis-eases that are happening, and yes, I say dis-ease because it is a dis-ease in your system. A lot of these treatments, whether it's holistic or not, they have a lot of trouble working if there's a presence of parasites in the body. That's why I say, like, I started to get better, but then I plateaued for a year or two until I did a parasite cleanse, and I was like, oh, now all this other stuff is working so much better because I got that out of the way. So we can go to the next slide here. Thank you. Okay, so how do we get parasites, right? There's a lot of different things that can contribute to this. Some are going to be very obvious, like eating like raw meat, raw fish, a lot of pork. I have had so many people send me pictures of like farm raised salmon that has, this straight up like a worm in it, right? Being in contact with pets. I do like to give my cats fulvic acid. They're inside cats, so I don't worry about it as much if they were outside. Dogs, obviously, they're going to be outside. There's a lot of, animals do funny things, and then we share an ice cream with them, and we think it's cute, and it's like, well, yeah, it's kind of cute, but what was your dog doing like a minute or two before? Like, you're probably getting exposed to something, right? So contaminated water, food, poor hygiene, not washing your hands, especially public restrooms, unwashed fruits and vegetables. You really want to make sure you wash those fruits and veggies really well. I have my own thing that I do with mine, but vinegar, baking soda is a great way to kind of get those really clean. So obviously spreading it, doctors, patient, vice versa, institutional care centers, elderly homes, all of that. Travel, big one. And, elderly and kids can't, when you see kids where they're really little and they have like that little pot belly, that's usually a sign of a parasitic infection with your kiddos. My youngest had that when she was really little. And a friend of mine, actually from Mexico, he said, she has parasites. And I said, I was new to this, right? This was like 12, 13 years ago. And he goes, oh, no, she has parasites. Like, that's what the kids look like in Mexico when they have parasites. So you can actually see that little, like, it looks like a baby bump almost, right? Obviously, if you have a weakened immune system, that's going to be something too. And then here, obviously, this graphic, you can see where these parasites can all live in the body. But what we're doing is going to tackle all of those things, but it's kind of highlighting the digestive side of it. But we can go to the next. So again, signs of parasitic infection, obviously some of those are going to look like what we've talked about in previous slides, that indigestion, the, having like flu-like symptoms, even arthritis, a lot of things, right? One thing that is crucial to know is parasites can thrive in an acidic environment. There's another thing that we know that also thrives in an acidic environment, and I won't say that word, but that, there's some correlations there, which are really interesting to think about, right? So when you have an acidic environment, think about the fact that like you're in not only an acidic state, but you're in an inflamed state. So that inflammation, all of that acidity level, that is going to contribute to a whole host of issues that you might not think would ever be related, right? So here in this graphic, obviously there's plenty of things. Definitely take screenshots of all of this, for sure. But I mean, even things from headaches, right? Heart attacks, look at that. Dark rings around the eyes, hair loss, obviously, skin stuff, cravings for salt, sweets. It says salt cravings, or evening sweet rush rather, sweets in the evening. Insomnia. This is why during this full moon phase, we're right in it, right? We're right in that little 3-day corridor. Our sleep is going to be a little bit different. Part of that is because during that full moon phase, it's just a natural thing that happens with our body. Our melatonin levels are going to go down. And melatonin, as we all know, is what is actually produced by our own brain. It helps us fall into a restful sleep and stay in a good sleep. That goes down during this time, and your serotonin levels actually go up. And parasites actually thrive in that serotonin-rich environment, which is super odd. It's just one of the things they're into. So that's why it's really good to do a parasite cleanse during this phase, because they're out, they're active, they're not like in hibernation phase, if that makes sense. So, we see all those signs here. Obviously, symptoms or signs could vary, from person to person, and there's different stages of it. Is it egg laying? Is it larval? Is it, where is it at with that? And depending on what types of parasites too, but you can see up here that even these parasites, they not only feed on the vitamins, minerals, and even heavy metals and toxins, but also just tissues, red blood cells. That's why a lot of the times people will feel very anemic, or, and that's part of that brain fog. You're just not getting enough. Sorry, my camera keeps like going in. You're not getting enough of the oxygen, right? Because you have your red blood cells, hemoglobin, oxygen, all of that, right? Thankfully, fulvic is really good for that too. So that's really good. And we can go to the next one. Getting into prevention. How do we, other than, washing our veggies, or, kind of what we were talking about, where it comes from, it's kind of doing the opposite of that, right? So these are some things you can do to help on a preventative side. Obviously, washing your fruits and veggies really well, washing your hands, avoiding that raw meat, avoiding that uncooked fish and pork, especially, right? Protecting your food from dust, flies, and rodents. I know that sounds kind of obvious, but sometimes we're at a you're at a picnic, right? And you're outside and a fly lands on your watermelon, and you might just be like, shoo, fly, whatever, and like take a bite. I literally take that piece off where the fly was and throw it away because I'm like, it's just why take a chance, right? Then obviously make sure that things are sanitary and all of that. Keeping your pets stuff clean is really important too, especially if you have cats where like they're going in and out of the same bathroom all the time. You really want to make sure that's consistently clean. And then when you're traveling, obviously making sure your water is store-bought and hopefully really clean. And having your fulvic, black seed, and purge tonic on hand, at least the fulvic and the black seed for sure. But all right, we can go to the next one. And there might be some typos in here randomly, disregard. I actually was putting together the other promo, the big promo announcement for this week, all week. So I have been on Canva like nonstop for 2 weeks straight. So during a parasite cleanse, there are some things that you can do. This is also good for preventative too. Like that's why I kind of put that after the slide, because this can go into preventative, and it also can go into, you know, what are some things you can do in this situation. So here we have the graphic shows 20 different anti-parasitic foods. I know it says 14 at the bottom, but there's other ones that are listed together, like turmeric, ginger, and garlic. Like that's all one. I was like, that's funny. Did they make a typo? No, they just combined stuff. At the very top, you'll see that there's dandelion. And dandelion is actually the first ingredient in our purge tonic. We have organic dandelion, burdock, rhubarb, pau d'arco, and cat's claw. I love them. I actually have cat's claw on my tattoo, which you can't see now. I have like a whole superfood sleeve, but cat's claw is amazing. Sheep sorrel, golden seal. Sometimes we get this question, and I put this in here just because we do get this question. So I figured, why not just answer it? Sometimes people say, well, why is there not walnut, hulls, or wormwood or mimosa pudica in there, which are really, really strong anti-parasitic herbs? Part of the reason of that is this alone, the herbal blend that we have, is effective enough for most of this. And if you're doing it regular enough, you're going to eventually even get out those bigger ones and all of that fun stuff, right? But this is easy on the system. It's gentle, and it avoids those Herx reactions. So I have talked to so many people being here the last year and a half that are so grateful that this works. And it's gentle, but it's also very, very effective, because even like literally today, I had somebody that said, hey, is your parasite cleanse, like, is it going to make me feel like I got hit by a truck for 4 days? And I was like, no, actually, no, this is why we do it like this, because a lot of people do have had these things in their system for so long because we're not eating these things on a regular basis. We are, you know, if we haven't been on fulvic for a while, fulvic alone is going to help you out. I mean, I have people that are on fulvic and black seed alone, and they haven't even started the purge tonic, and they're like, stuff's already happening. So, you know, it's really cool. The one thing that's not on this anti-parasitic food chart was papaya, and especially in particular papaya seeds. So I did put that down there because that is a traditional remedy for paralyzing these worms and helping to break them down in the intestinal tract. So while you're kind of like in the liver cleanse, when we talked about doing the dieta, like getting your diet right, even a couple days before. I mean, I really think it's important to do that a couple days before and during your cleanse, and even after, and make it a habit, and then just kind of do it, just like eat good. But if you do that with the parasite cleanse, you can incorporate these foods and make it even that much more powerful. Same thing goes with same as the liver cleanse. You still like stay away from sugar, from high carbs, get your fats in there, like just keep it a really clean whole food diet, you know, and just do your best. But yeah, I mean, obviously you can take a screenshot of this and you can read through those paragraphs and everything too. This is basically just kind of going over the, you know, acidic environment side of things and making sure that, you know, you're not eating those processed foods. And really, modern humans, we've always had parasites. This is not a new thing. What's new is the fact that, like, what we've done to our soil, what we've done to our food system, what we've done to our diets. What are we eating now? Like, you know, back in the day, like when we were exposed to these things, it was a normal, natural part of life. You would just take it in. If you ate, you know, something, you were picking food and you eat it and it goes through, but it would just go right through you because your body isn't the right environment for that parasite to stay. It's like, this isn't acidic enough for me. Like, this isn't unhealthy enough for me. So I'm just going to mosey on out and do my thing and go back out because this place isn't working. So when you're taking in these amazing nutrient rich superfoods, you know, everything that we have here, like, you know, even the healing trilogy and the way the coffee is and the way everything that we have to offer at Heart and Body Naturals, like that is really going to put your body in more of that, you know, state where these parasites are not going to want to even stick around. So good little tip there. You can go to the next one. This is our Parasite Cleanse Kit. Obviously, there's two different ones. We'll go over that on the next slide, but you know, fulvic acid and purge tonic being two of the main aspects of this for sure. Black seed oil, I put that there on there extra. It is not part of this Parasite Cleanse, but it's awesome, and you should incorporate it. So that's pretty much all that is. So lovely little picture of this, right? I incorporated that picture. I asked Tina first, I was like, can I put this picture in here, or is that too gruesome? And she was like, nope, it's cool. So this is good because you want to see that, like, this is actually, like, this stuff is real. Some people literally don't believe that parasite, they're like, that's not true, that's not true. And it's like, you should try this then and see if it's true. But the Parasite Kit Options, we do have the VP kit, the value pack kit. That is going to come with the 4-ounce bottle of fulvic, the 4-ounce bottle of purge tonic, the HEPA detox and L-stimulate essential oil blends. And this actually qualifies you for the monthly Try Me product, which this month is purge tonic. So you get an extra little 1-ounce bottle of purge tonic, which is cool. And then the complete parasite detox kit is similar, but it's the 1-ounce version, and it does not have the L-stimulate. And then adding on, like last week, we talked about the liver detox and going into from the liver detox right into the parasite cleanse. And all you really need to do to bring that, because you'll have some leftovers from the liver cleanse, is just get the purge tonic, the L-stimulate, and the black seed oil, and then you've kind of completed your kit. But with the help of Tina, she actually was able to get a full liver cleanse and parasite cleanse kit together, which should probably go over at the end of this, so I won't go into it too much because I don't have a slide on it. But I'm sure we'll touch on that at some point, but it's a nice little combo pack. Okay, the oils. I'm just going to touch on this really quick because you're probably like, what's HEPA detox and what's L-stimulate? Well, L-stimulate helps flush excess toxins, waste, and metabolic debris from parasites from the body. So that's really cool to just put on all your lymph nodes and everything too, do a dry brush. Your body is going to, as you're getting rid of parasites, you're also getting rid of these heavy metals and other toxins that they've been hanging on to. And as you kill them off, those are going to go back into your bloodstream. So it's really important to take care of your lymph nodes, brush them out, keep those clean. HEPA detox, same thing. Your liver is going to be working during this time because your liver's like, okay, you killed off these things and they left behind this debris that they were taking in, like heavy metals and so on and so forth. Now we need to process that out, right? So HEPA detox is also really great because it is very supportive for the liver in helping remove those toxins. Also, fulvic, of course, is always going to be awesome for that. Black seed, it's not necessarily an essential oil, so to speak, but I did put it on here because it is an oil. It is not in that parasite cleanse kit, but it is that extra that we said you really should incorporate. And that helps support removal of all of the stages of parasites. And it's really helpful in battling candida, which is something, candida, all these fungal overgrowths in the intestinal tract. That is huge because that when you have a parasitic infection, that is like a big thing. That's why sometimes when you start your parasite cleanse, a lot of what's going to come out first is going to be biofilm. You're going to see a lot of biofilm come out and you're going to go, what is that? And that's pretty much what that is. Like you have all of this extra fungus and all this extra stuff in there. Like there's all the things. We can go to the next one. I get funny sometimes, just don't mind me. So how to do the parasite cleanse? You're going to have obviously your fulvic and purge tonic, and you're going to take that internally 3 times a day for 10 days. So that's 20 drops, which is about a dropper full, 3 times a day of each of those for 10 days, and then you're going to stop. During that 10 days, you're also going to apply the HEPA detox and the L-stimulate topically 3 times a day for 10 days. So it's pretty easy little formula to follow. The HEPA detox, obviously putting that right over the liver. Sometimes I like to mix that with a little castor oil, honestly, and then you can even put like a heating pad on it with a wool cloth and really help that liver detox even further. L-stimulate, you can take it if you have the powdered fulvic. You can mix that with a little bit of baking soda and like a tiny little bit of water, make a paste, and put it all on where your lymph nodes would be, all over the body. And then I like to incorporate dry brushing and stuff too. You're going to want to drink a lot of water with this. Along with detoxing parasitic organisms, purge tonic and fulvic acid and HEPA detox may improve digestion and increase energy, mental clarity, and support a healthy liver and immune system. While L-stimulate may improve lymphatic drainage to assist with removing toxins from the body. Obviously, we have adding black seed oil here. That is take up to 30 drops, like 20 to 30 drops, which is about a dropper full. Doing one of those dropper fulls daily. In this picture, she's drinking fulvic and who knows what else. One thing I will say, everybody's different, so do your own thing. If you've got your own system down and you really like it, by all means, do your thing. What I'll add here is black seed oil, a little tip about it that I've found personally. It acts a lot like coconut oil. It acts a lot like, medium chain triglyceride, right? So I used to put my black seed in my smoothies when I first got it. And I found that it would actually stick to the side because when it's cold, it will actually like firm up how coconut oil does. And then if you put it in like a hot tea or something, you can do that. But I've noticed that the oil also sticks to the side. It might not be as thick, but it's still kind of there. And I feel like you're not getting all of it. So again, do your own thing. But just so you know, if you want like all of everything that you're getting out of that dropper, I mean, I just put it in my mouth and just go for it, right? But yeah, just making sure you're drinking plenty of water to assist in flushing those toxins out of the body, and keeping your kidneys and everything moving and grooving. So all right, I guess that's it. Thank you guys.
Thank you so much. What a great presentation. You just always you just break it down so simple for us and so easy to understand. I just appreciate your time, your amazing slides. And this is the kit she was talking about that was put together for our liver detox. It comes with the Real Detox tea that you will drink every day. There is a product information page and a parasitic instruction sheet that you can get from whoever invited you to this call if the Parasite Cleanse is of interest to you. And you'll also get the Soul that she spoke about on the call last week with the liver cleanse, the HEPA detox, the lemon, the peppermint, the L-stimulate, the fulvic, the black seed, the purge tonic, and a free cruise. So if you don't know about the cruise, reach out to your sponsor and we will get that information to you. But we are cruising into health. And just to recap a little bit from last week too, we're doing the liver cleanse first to open up the detox pathways to make it easier for us to detox during the parasite cleanse. And especially if you've not done a liver detox in quite a while, you're going to want to make sure that you really focus on that those 3 days, really stay committed the 10 days on the parasite cleanse, because you're going to really reap some amazing benefits on the backside of it. I know for me personally, I had so much energy. I felt better. My mind was clear. I lost 17 pounds in those 14 days. It was just truly an amazing experience for me. Even though I was doing a parasite cleanse, I can say amazing on that because it is, like she said, it is very gentle. I didn't find myself in the bathroom. I had a couple days of headache, a couple days where I just felt kind of tired. But other than that, it was a really easy thing for me. How often should you do the liver detox? Gina, the product information pages say that you can do that monthly. So that's what has been, that's what comes with the liver cleanse product protocol. Liver cleanse is amazing reset, following up with the parasite cleanse. Yes. So our dates, mark your calendars. We will start on August 25th through August 28th. I will be posting information in the Heart and Body Naturals product group about the liver cleanse to keep everyone on track. Marcus, I need to talk to you about that too. And then I got one date wrong there. The liver cleanse is the 25th to the 27th. Then the parasite cleanse will start the next day. So we'll be in cleanse mode for about 2 weeks. And again, that kit is brand new. It comes with the free cruise because it is there are some minor fees that are attached to that. It's all in the information that we can get to you. And directly following this is the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Marcus Jones, who I got to give a giant hug to when I saw him in Denver a couple weeks ago. Truly a gentle giant, just the kindest, most loving man. I just love Marcus. He's just Marcus, my man. So the YouTube U+2 Freedom Project is what he's going to be talking about tonight. If anything in this program tonight has interested you about the business side, or did you think of one or two people that these parasite cleanse or the liver detox or something in this call would interest somebody in your friends network, why don't you hop on this call as soon as this one is over and just see if possibly you would be open to taking a look at how you can earn a little extra money on time by sharing these with your loved ones and helping them have better health. So the website on that is One Team, One Dream Hangout, all one word.com. And then the password is Go One Team. So with that, we are going to go ahead and sign off on this call. Thank you all so much. I will have the recording posted very shortly in all of the different groups. And again, I see all the love going to Heidi in the chat. So thank you for that. She truly is a blessing and a wealth of knowledge for us. So have a great Thursday. Have a great weekend. Go help the world. Good night.